I want to talk about something which I think could potentially be so nice, maybe for the future of Zebec. And what is that? Not too long ago, we take a look at how Circle's stablecoin network was officially launched on Say, or should I say the Say network. Now, Say is allegedly the world's fastest parallel blockchain. Now, some people may be thinking, who cares about this, right? Like, how can this even affect or even maybe do anything when it comes to Zebec? Well, here's the thing. If we take a look at USDC, that right there is created by something called Circle. Now, Circle, again, is the creator of USDC, but not only that, it's actually one of the early backers when it comes to Zebec. And not only that as well, they allegedly hold a significant amount of ZBCN. So when we think about that, I think this could maybe be such a good thing for the future of Zebec because not too long ago, Zebec made a post on X, right? And they were saying how they were basically very enthusiastic to be a certified member of the Circle Alliance program. Now, if we take a look at Circle again, very massive, they're even publicly listed. Not to mention, we take a look at how the goal, basically, I think, kind of the intention of Zebec moving forward, it seems like to me, is that, at least based off a post that they made not too long ago, is how they're working to make USDC the default stablecoin for real world payments. So again, when I take a look at something like that and I see Circle's stablecoin network officially launching on Say, I think that could also positively influence Zebec in a good way because I think anything positive when it comes to Circle, anything positive when it comes to USDC could indirectly somewhat affect Zebec because again, we take a look at Zebec's, close ties to a certain extent to Circle because it is allegedly one of their early backers. Not to mention, we take a look at what Zebec is trying to do with USDC moving forward. So I think that overall this could maybe be a good thing for its future. Now, some people may be thinking that, okay, Zebec, it's not such a massive project though. I get that, but then at the same time, we have to consider kind of the reputation I think it has, given its somewhat smaller size in the grand scheme of things when compared to some of the other massive projects out there. Because when it comes to ZBCN, market cap may be in the hundreds of millions, but then we take a look at the aspect that Circle has when it comes to that. Not to mention, we take a look at how Solana Ventures is one of the backers when it comes to Zebec. And also, keep in mind, there's a lot of kind of anticipation over projects that are somewhat similar to Ripple and Stellar, but then at the same time with a way lower market cap. And I think Zebec kind of ticks that box for me. Because, for instance, Zebec, it's focused on global trading finance, it's focused on the payments market, much like Ripple and Stellar. Zebec, it's working towards ISO 20022 compliance, which something like Ripple and Stellar already has. But then when I take a look at something like that, it's kind of similar to that. But then the thing is, Zebec has an aspect of Solana. ZBCN not too long ago was top 10 in terms of utility when it comes to Solana. And again, ZBCN way lower market cap. So I think this right here is kind of something that I want to believe in because if someone told me, hey, you know what, would I want to believe, I can't speak on anyone's behalf, on a project that has an aspect of Solana that Circle somewhat believes in because they are a backer in that project, not to mention very similar to Ripple and Stellar again, with a way lower market cap, I would say, you know what, why not? This is just my perspective. Again, I'm not telling anyone to do anything when it comes to ZBCN, but this is just my mentality. And the price of ZBCN as of right now, despite the massive pullback, a little bit of an okay recovery. And even though nothing I say is financial advice, I like what I'm seeing here, and 10 cents when it comes to ZBCN, that's still on my mind. Because the way you take a look at it is that market cap doesn't seem that unrealistic to me because at the price of 10 cents, market cap, considering current circulating supply, would be around $9 billion. We got to think about, the aspect of Circle, the aspect of Solana Ventures. That gives Zebec a lot of credibility. Not to mention, ZBCN has somewhat proven historically that even at a time when altcoins weren't doing that best anyways, it still had a pretty good run. Not to mention, the community has proven ZBCN is listed in a lot of good exchanges, and around a $9 billion market cap, that's not like even 10% of XRP's current market cap, and many people would argue that XRP hasn't even peaked yet during this cycle. So then, it doesn't seem like too much of a crazy market cap to me. I mean, I've seen Shiba Inu reach around $40 billion in market cap back in 2021. That year, Dogecoin reached over $80 billion. This doesn't seem like too much of a ridiculous amount to me. Now, if ZBCN needed like a 60, $80 billion market cap to reach the price of 10 cents, then that's a little bit of a different case. Then I would think it's not possible in theory, hypothetically, but then this doesn't seem that ridiculous to me. And also, I feel like if, let's say, people want to focus on the global trade and finance market, the payments market, when it comes to this space, I feel like there's not even that many viable options to begin with because I cannot even name 10 reputable projects within this space. And I'm not joking, by the way, because this is just the way I take a look at it. I mean, of course, there's Ripple and Stellar. They're number one and number two, but we've known that for a long time. But for quite a while, there wasn't really that many competitors. And even right now, there's not that many either. I mean, let's think about what's number three. Many people would say XDC. Okay, number four, XCN. Some people would say. Number five, a lot of people say ZBCN. Not to mention, other than that, there's like XPR Swift Coin. That's not 10. You know what I mean? And also on top of that, it's kind of crazy seeing how a project, relatively speaking, as low of a market cap like ZBCN, pretty much being top five in the sector in which it's in. It's kind of crazy to think about. There's not that many competitors, I think, in this space. I think a lot of it is probably due to the Ripple and SEC situation that happened for quite a while. And I think as a result of that type of stuff going on for some time, I think because of that, not many projects emerged, not many developers wanted to make projects within the space because of that. Now it's a different case though, right? Now the sentiment about that is pretty much gone. And also like we take a look at how the case hopefully is gone moving forward. So it's different now, but then because of those times, there's not that many options right now that are viable, in my opinion. There may be a lot of these other projects that are popping up within this space, but then when it comes to the reputation, the established nature, there's not like 10, in my opinion. Unlike NFTs or blockchain gaming, which is kind of like easy to name 10 projects there, or like, when it comes to something like decentralized finance. But when it comes to something like the global trade and finance market, the payments market, projects that are focused on that, it doesn't seem like there's too many to me. So I like the situation that Zebec is in. If Zebec had 20 major competitors, that is a totally different case. It may not hypothetically reach 10 cents, maybe at that point, in my opinion, because it would just be spread out towards too many, the attention, right? And as to when exactly altcoins are going to do their thing, I cannot predict the exact moment in time. But what I do have control over is myself. So I'm just going to be holding and waiting. Beyond that, there's no control over what ZBCN does to me, over what Zebec does. There's no control over that. Like, of course, I can take a look at the Zebec cards, how they have a lot of partnerships there. Allegedly, we take a look at how the Zebec cards are powered by MasterCard, and they do support blockchains like the Base Network, Coinbase's Layer 2, like Ethereum, of course, many others, right? But then I'm just saying, even despite all that, if the markets don't really want to wake up, if ZBCN doesn't really want to wake up, then it probably won't. And also on top of that, I have no control. But then if it does hypothetically wake up, I want to be prepared for a moment in time it does do that, because that's how I was able to catch the initial rally when it comes to ZBCN before. Of course, there's a pullback, but if there's that next leg up, I don't want to be on the sidelines, I just want to be there. So I'm still holding, I'm still waiting, and that's what I'm going to do. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I would greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.